The left has been complaining that the Senate is unfair because each state gets two senators regardless of size. Now, I couldn't agree more. Now, I realize they're thinking about states like Montana or Wyoming because small to them means population. But that's a democracy centric way of thinking, and we are a republic. I was thinking more along the lines of states like tiny Rhode Island. Here's you see the little in red there. That's the size of Rhode Island compared to Montana. Why is this a state? Now, I didn't want to just arbitrarily single out Rhode Island just because it's Rhode Island. I was thinking we should constitutionally mandate that a state needs to be at least 10,000 square miles to actually be a state. Now, we get a couple of immediate benefits from that. First, it would put an end to any attempt of making Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico a state because they wouldn't be big enough. Now, the next benefit is that there's actually several states around the size of a Costco parking lot that fall under our 10,000 square mile size requirement. So, in addition to Rhode Island no longer being a state, also we would lose Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, New Hampshire, and Vermont. Clearly, these are all states nobody really takes seriously anyway. So, what would happen to them if we destated them? Well, they would revert back to becoming territories until such time they could get the requisite mileage together. So I'd recommend that New Hampshire and Vermont territories join to form the new state of North New England. Rhode Island and Delaware can join up with Massachusetts to form South New England. Now, this seems kind of like a harsh sentence for these little guys to be joined to a bunch of massholes, but even the two of them together aren't enough to hit our 10,000 mile limit. Finally, New Jersey and Delaware can merge into Pennsylvania to form Greater Pennsylvania. Now, yeah, they border New York, but I really can't imagine New York and New Jersey wanting to be in the same boundaries, considering their rivalry and what they think of each other. Now, what would happen to Congress if we did that? Well, the first thing is there would be 10 less senators. 9 are currently Democrat, and the other one is Bernie. Now, I suspect a 90 senator Senate would be far more efficient than this 100 member Senate we currently have. And the fact that it leans the chamber heavily to the right, oh well, bonus. So, what happens in terms of representatives is a little less dramatic. South New England, that's the one where we combined Massachusetts with its little neighbors, would lose one representative. Greater Pennsylvania would gain a representative. And northern New England would have no change. So it wouldn't really change the outlook of the rest of the country. It would just change a region by shifting uh, one rep away from South New England, which was primarily Massachusetts, over to Pennsylvania. I decided to have a little bit of fun and have Grok run some numbers for the new states. Just basically looking at voting trends and the likelihood of what new voting districts might look like, because they would have to be redrawn, obviously. Brock believes that one competitive district each in Greater Pennsylvania and South New England would be created, whereas now there are no real competitive districts in those areas. They would add one in each that could potentially go a different way than Democrat. So am I serious about this? Isn't this just a naked power grab? How can I expect a majority or more of people to agree with this? Well, I mean, it's really no more of a naked power grab than trying to make DC or Puerto Rico a state. I mean, the left knows what it's doing there. It's not because they really want them represented. They are trying to stack Congress. And really, it's far less of a power grab than what some of them are proposing, the idea of dissolving the Senate or somehow making it proportional. Okay, this was kind of a goof. It just popped into my head and I just wanted to see what would happen with it. Tell me in the comments below, what do you think? I know, no chance in hell of this ever happening, but it would be kind of fun to start proposing it just to see how badly you spun people up. Maybe I'll roll this out again around April 1st. Please smash the like button. If the YouTube algorithms brought you here and you're not a regular subscriber, check out my other titles. I'm sure you'll find other things you'll like. It'll be worth subscribing. And if you know someone who might find this interesting, share it with them. Thank you for spending time with me this evening. Hope to see you again in a future video.